All right, let's crack a code that, honestly, most of us run into all the time but have no idea how to read. We're talking about medical terminology. And I promise, by the end of this, you are going to have the key to unlock what seems like a super complex language.
I mean, you've been there, right? You get a report, you see these words that are a mile long, and you just feel totally lost. It feels less like an update on your health and more like some high-level science exam you completely forgot to study for.
Take a word like this one, gastroenterology. It just looks like a beast, doesn't it? Kind of like a locked box, something you can't possibly get into. But what if I told you that inside that big, complicated word are just a few simple, easy pieces?
Well, that is the secret. Medical terminology isn't just a random jumble of long words. It's a system. It's a language built on logical rules, and once you get those rules down, you can decode pretty much anything. And today, you're getting the key.
So the foundation for this whole thing is actually surprisingly simple. I want you to think of it like Legos. Almost every single medical term out there is built from just 3 types of blocks. You understand these 3? And you're already halfway there. So here they are. First up, you've got the prefix. That's at the beginning, and it's the description. It tells you about size or location or even color. In the middle, you have the root. That's the subject, and it's almost always a body part. And then at the very end, you have the suffix, which tells you about the condition or what's going on. You know, things like itis, which means inflammation, or ology, which just means the study of. So, prefix, root, suffix. That's the magic formula.
Okay, let's start filling up our toolkit, and we're going to begin with prefixes. Think of these as the adjectives of the medical world. They pop up at the start of a word and give you some really important context before you even know what the word is really about.
These two are absolute classics. They're total opposites, and they're the foundation for so many common conditions. Hyper just means high, or more than normal. Its opposite, hypo, means low, or less than normal. So you get hypertension for high blood pressure, or hypoglycemia for low blood sugar. See? Simple, right?
All right, let's talk about speed. Tachy means fast. Brady means slow. You're going to hear these a lot when people talk about your heart. Tachycardia, that's a super fast heart rate, and bradycardia is an unusually slow one. Boom, 2 more powerful tools for your kit.
Now here's one you probably already know, even from outside of medicine. Macro means large, something you can see with your own eyes, like the macroscopic universe. And the opposite is micro, which means tiny, so small you need a microscope to see it. It's the same idea, whether we're talking about galaxies or cells.
Okay, this one trips people up all the time, but the difference is huge. Intra means inside or within. Think intracellular fluid. That's fluid inside a cell. Enter means between, like the intercellular space. That's the space between cells. That one little letter, it changes everything.
And trust me, there are so many more. This table just gives you a taste of how prefixes can describe location, number, or even color, and the color ones are pretty cool. Check it out. Leuco means white, which gives us leukocyte. That's a white blood cell. Erythro means red, for an erythrocyte, a red blood cell. And cyano for blue, which explains cyanosis. That's when skin turns a little bluish. Every single one is just a simple, descriptive little code.
So we've got our descriptors, our prefixes. Now we need the main subject, the noun. And that's the job of the root word. It almost always points to a specific part of the body. This is how we figure out where in the body we're talking about.
And here are some of the heavy hitters, the ones you're going to see over and over and over again. Cardio is heart. Neuro is all about the nerves. Derm is skin. Gastro means stomach. Hepato is the liver. And nephro is the kidney. I mean, just knowing these few roots can instantly tell you what part of the body some crazy long term is actually talking about.
All right, this is the moment we've been building up to. We've got our prefix toolkit, we've got our map of body roots. Now it is time to put them to work. Let's solve some puzzles and see this system in action. Let's start with a really common one, hypertension. You've definitely heard this word before, but now let's stop looking at it as a single word and instead see it as a combination of our building blocks.
Look how easy this is. We start with our prefix, hyper, which we already know means high or above normal. The second part, tension, is a suffix that literally just means pressure. So what do we have? We have high and we have pressure.
You put them together and you get the exact definition, a condition of abnormally high blood pressure. See? No memorization needed, just simple decoding. The code is officially cracked.
Okay, you ready? Time to face the final boss.
Remember this monster from the beginning? Gastroenterology. It looked totally impossible then, but now we have the tools to just take it apart, piece by piece.
Let's do this. First, we see gastro. We know that's the root for stomach. Then comes entero, another root which means intestine. And finally, we have that suffix, ology, which just means the study of. So let's put it all together. We've got stomach, intestine, and the study of.
And just like that, this huge, intimidating word becomes a few small, simple ideas stacked together. Gastroenterology is just the study of the stomach and intestines. That locked box from the beginning, it is wide open. You know, this quote from the medical channel JJ Medicine really just hits the nail on the head. It is not about memorizing a million words, it's about learning the system. And this isn't just some fun little language game. Understanding this stuff actually empowers you. It helps you read your own health records, ask your doctor better questions, and just feel a little more in control of your own health journey.
So I'm going to leave you with a final challenge. You now know the root hepato means liver, and I'll give you one last tool for your kit. The suffix itis just means inflammation. With those two little pieces, you have everything you need. So, what does hepatitis mean? Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that is the power of cracking the code.